Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up this screen. Yep, it looks like Clemson's days of wrecking the Vols is over. Finally, they have had our number for about 10 years. And I'm not talking about on the football field. I'm talking about recruiting. They have come into our hometown, taken some of our absolute best players, and they've raided our state for the last several years. And it's really been annoying, and it's been very impactful on the football field. Now, some of you folks might remember that Trevor Lawrence was actually committed to the Vols at one time, but that was to Butch Jones. Butch started having problems, as you know, and we started having problems at UT, and so he flipped over to Clemson. And this has been fairly normal for the last decade. It's really hard to have two powerful teams in South Carolina and Tennessee. It used to be us that would go in there and take all the South Carolina players from Clemson. Well, the last, like I say, decade, they've been doing that to us, and it's really hurt our football. Because when Trevor Lawrence went to Clemson, he wound up winning a national title. And he was unbelievable his freshman year. Had we had him, obviously, we would have won a whole lot more games. And that really impacts your recruiting, too, when you lose the #1 quarterback in the country. And some of you folks might remember T. Higgins. I believe he was out of Oak Ridge, 5-star wide receiver. He was committed to Tennessee as well. And he went to Clemson and had a great career there. And now he's in the NFL. I believe he plays for Cincinnati. 5-star wide receiver. Clemson took a leak in our Cheerios on that one big time. And then some of you folks might remember Amari Rogers out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Yep. He was looking real hard at going to the Vols, wound up at Clemson. And this has been the norm. These are just 3 guys. There's been many, many more. So fortunately, we got Josh Heupel, and he's come in and let the world know that there's a new sheriff in town.
That's an attention getter.
That's right. And nobody's going to come in anymore into the state of Tennessee and just take our best players. Those days are over, and I'll prove it to you. This is Josh Heupel's first recruiting class. He finished 9th in the country. Did you notice where Clemson is? They're 10th. That's right. We finished ahead of them. And that's because Clemson can't take all our best players anymore. I'm telling you, they were like a raiding ship. They would just come into the state of Tennessee. Oh, well, there's 3 or 4 guys we want every year. We'll just take them. No problem. And take them right on down to Clemson. And here we are stuck with a bunch of 3-stars. Now, there are a bunch of recruits that we're going after, that Clemson's also going after, that have visited both schools. And I think we're going to get our share of them as opposed to how it's been in the past. And that's starting out with a player like Sammy Brown. Now, this guy's a big-time recruit. He's a 5-star out of Georgia. He's been to Clemson multiple times, been to Knoxville multiple times. And this is one that it would be nice if we could pick him up. We could really use a 5-star linebacker. That's a guy in the past that if it came down to Clemson, Tennessee, he's going to go to Clemson. This next player is a wide receiver, Ryan Wingo, and he is a big-time recruit that both Clemson and Tennessee are going after. Again, I think we've got a legitimate chance at him. If you're a wide receiver and you're not considering Tennessee, you're not watching football. Look what's happened with the wide receivers at UT. We had one guy that was totally forgotten in Cedric Tillman. He's going to be in the NFL. Another guy that was pretty much forgotten as well, which is Jalen Hyatt. He won the Biletnikoff Award. Yesterday, you saw Squirrel White, who came in and 9 catches for over 100 yards. Freshman. Another guy, Ramel Keaton, who has kind of been forgotten about until this year. Then he started coming on. And once Cedric got hurt, he got on the field a little bit more. And he had a great game against Clemson. So when it comes to wide receivers, we're going to get our share. And here's another fella. This is Kim Pringle, an offensive tackle that everybody wants. Clemson's after him. We're after him. Now, I don't know if he's going to wind up at either school, but we've got a very legitimate chance of getting him. He's a 5-star offensive tackle, and those are hard to get. And it's not going to be just some guaranteed win for Clemson when we go up against them. Now, this next guy is KJ Bolden. He is a very high-end athlete that tons of teams are trying to get. He really likes Clemson and Tennessee likes him as a wide receiver, which KJ said that really appeals to him, and he could definitely see himself playing wide receiver at Tennessee. Ohio State's after him, Alabama, Georgia, everybody is. But as I said, he's very interested in Tennessee and Clemson, and I like our chances with this guy. This is a fella that before would not even have been considering us, in my opinion, and probably would have picked Clemson or Alabama or one of those teams. And another recruit, Mike Matthews, is a big-time athlete. He could play receiver. He could also play defensive back. He likes Clemson and Tennessee and Clemson like him. And that's for sure. And Tennessee could see him as either, again, receiver or defensive back. They'd probably prefer him as receiver, but they would definitely not turn him down if he wanted to play defensive back. And this is yet another athlete that we're squarely in on, a top 10 guy. So the days of Clemson just taking whatever they want from us, those days are over.
Learn it, know it, live it.
They might as well just learn that. That's right, because look, we squared off. We had our second-string quarterback, our second-string wide receivers. We were down 4 players. They were down 2. They've got 2 going to the NFL that opted out. And we handled them no problem. 31-14, 17-point victory on national TV. And all those recruits got to see that. And that matters. You know, we're back. That's just the way it is. We're back. And there's not enough room in this town for Clemson and Tennessee, so to speak. And we're taking back the state, and we're going to be going into South Carolina and getting plenty of good players there as well, like it used to be. And I'm sorry, Clemson. You've had a 10-year run on us, and that's enough. You've had enough. Now you're going to have to fight for your players just like everybody else does. You can't just come in here and take what you want. All right, folks, I thought I would just cover the days of wrecking the Vols is over for Clemson, and they need to just accept it, and that's okay. Look, you know what? Things come and go, ebb and flow, and now it's time for the Vols. And you can see that. You can see it on the field. You can see it in recruiting. You can see the energy around the town, and I don't see that changing. And Josh Heupel, in my opinion, is the best coach in the country. I wouldn't trade him for any coach. Maybe a young Nick Saban, maybe not. Maybe not. The more I think about it, I kind of like the offense that we've got. And Nick, you know, Nick's a winner, man. And so is Dabo. Dabo's a winner. Look, he's won 2 national titles. But the days of kicking sand in our face are over.
I want a hot dog. I want a milkshake. I want potato
You'll
chips.
get nothing and like it.
And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover the Vols. And on my left, right over here, is a subscribe button. Now, you folks, you watch my videos, you don't hit the subscribe button. Just go, it's free, free. Go ahead and hit that. Anyway, I hope you did like the content. And I got a little video right over here that YouTube thinks you should watch. And check that out as well. It's been real popular. Anyway, I hope you did like the content. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.